Larry, you've been visiting Abu Dhabi for a long time. I suppose the question I have is similar to the tiger economies. Um, you know, Abu Dhabi's experiencing its own falcon economy, as many people are calling it. I'm going to ask you, what's your outlook for Abu Dhabi as it matures, as it attracts more foreign investment? How do you feel the Emirates changing, and what are the key drivers of this change?
So let me just start off and say it's been a long journey watching how Abu Dhabi has matured as an economy, as it's grown as an economy, and more importantly, the constant innovation that I'm seeing from the economy and from the leadership. I don't think at this moment there's another economy in the world that is growing as fast with the resources that it has, but it's becoming one of the key destinations for international capital, and it also is a great provider of capital globally too. So the closest that I can say about Abu Dhabi in the whole world since the 1960s is Singapore. And Abu Dhabi has really positioned itself as to become a leader over the next 20 years. And it's really a remarkable journey for me to be visiting Abu Dhabi from where it was, 20 years ago, even, 10 years ago. Its psychology was different, and now it's blossoming into this magnet of opportunity. And the opportunity is way beyond just, let's say, oil and gas. I mean, that's the foundation of the economy. And I think it's going to be the foundation of the economy for the next, dozens and dozens of years. But that being said, with that strength, it is now becoming a foundation for innovation. But even innovation in the oil and gas industry, ADNOC is one of the innovators and one of the great organizations in the world in terms of how to transform chemicals and everything like that. But that being said, it is now a beacon for opportunity, whether it's in education with the Cleveland Clinic and with NYU. Even its position in sports now, with its ownership in football teams in the UK, but Formula One in the economy. But what I see, it's transforming itself. It's going to become one of the leading centers for digitization, whether it is crypto, but also it is now positioning itself to become one of the leaders in AI. And so, yes, it has a foundation in oil and gas. It is a foundation of large sovereign funds. But beyond that, it is an economy that is now full of opportunity, an opportunity to invest in all these new segments. But I believe AI is going to be the next, industrial revolution. And in my dealings with the government most recently, it is one of the innovative economies, how it's trying to position itself, be one of the magnets for AI research. And because of its high levels of energy that it has beyond just oil and gas, nuclear now, solar, wind, it has a great ability to become one of the foundations for AI data centers. And then I would say lastly, what I'm witnessing in Abu Dhabi is it is now becoming a magnet for people in many different fields to come and be domiciled and living in the economy. And, there's rule of law. The safety in the country is phenomenal. The ability to have a solid and progressive life in Abu Dhabi is really allowing it to attract the best and the brightest worldwide. We're opening an office right now in Abu Dhabi, and we intend to have tens and tens of people there in our offices there because we look at it as a great place to attract intellectual capital and finance and what we're doing together in AI and decarbonization. So we are very excited about the opportunities we see in Abu Dhabi. But more importantly, on a personal note, I am so encouraged personally by watching how this economy has grown, and more importantly, how it's positioning itself for the next 20 years.
We're very glad that Blackrock is part of the opportunity that we're we're all working so hard to create in Abu Dhabi. And this brings me to the next question. Blackrock have been involved in Abu Dhabi for a long time, and every day, I guess, there's a new development. But over the past few years, there's been a whole bunch of new partnerships announced in Abu Dhabi. Tell us about Blackrock and Abu Dhabi. What do those partnerships look like? What do the future hold?
Well, I think the partnerships began through conversations. Whether it's a conversation with ADNOC or conversations with some of the sovereign funds, Mubadala, ADIA, and then MGX now and Altera, ADQ. I mean, I could go on and on, all the different pools and different opportunities. It's through conversations and mutual trust. So let's start there. Everything in our business is about conversations and mutual trust. And what we try to see is how our BlackRock and what are the pools of capital within Abu Dhabi, how can we merge our ideas and opportunities to grow? Altera was a very good example where we were working with Altera and helping build out a program, a position as the host of COP28.
Yep.
And we played a role in that, working with the leadership in Abu Dhabi on that. But one of the key issues was the government wanted to become not just a host for COP28, but they wanted to transform what historical COPs have done and really put muscle into what COP28 was going to represent. And that was by creating a whole new effort related to a decarbonization fund. And through much conversations, working with the leadership there, we were one of the 3 firms that were awarded this business to help build out financing decarbonization in the emerging South, but also trying to find new solutions to rapidly have opportunities, not just with hydrocarbons, but an opportunity to really find new opportunities that can bring down the cost of energy so we could help more people in the world through a decarbonizing technologies. And so that was one of the first and pivotal connections that we had. And at the same time, when we were talking about decarbonization and the opportunities around COP28, we started talking about the role of AI and how AI is going to be playing a bigger role. And so we started having conversations with the leadership of Mubadala and with MGX and G42, and having just deep conversations of how this is going to be transforming, but more importantly, what role will Abu Dhabi play? What role will capital and finance play? Yeah. And through that, we broadened the conversations, and I think the results of what we announced just about, I guess now 2 months ago, was the creation of a partnership with MGX, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Blackrock. And there's more announcements coming shortly. But this whole idea is going to be about investing in AI data centers, working with the major hyperscalers. 65% of those investments will be investments here in the United States, and 35% will be other places where the hyperscalers are going to want to be domiciled. And importantly, by providing a platform where we could accelerate the industrialization of AI and then the utilization. And this is with the foundational hope that we're going to improve humanity. We're going to lift more human beings through AI. We're going to increase productivity and build a better future for the world.
Can try. I think it's only fitting that Blackrock are once again involved in the biggest questions in humanity and trying to come up with solutions for them. So thank you for that, and we're very glad that Abu Dhabi has a role to play in that. So that's us for today, and thank you very much for your time, Mr.
It was
Fay.
great to be part of this. Thank you so much.
Sir.